Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
First, remove the 4 screws holding our canopy. Push up on each corner of your all-in-one until it pops out slightly, and push your express LRS antenna out of the way. Now we unclip our VTX antenna. I use my nail and I lift upwards. It should pop free. Make sure you do not power your quad back up without replacing this antenna, or I'm kidding, but it will fry your VTX, so replace it. Finally, let's unclip our camera. Pull on the tabs, not the cable. Let's locate our pads. There they are. It's important you remember which is ground and which is 5 volt. Now we dry fit our COB LED. Grab your LEDs and some tape and position the leads by our pads. Now trace the outline of your frame with the LEDs, using tape if needed. .5 meters of COB LED is enough to wrap around the entire frame, leaving a bit of excess cable that we'll trim off. I like to keep the heat shrunk part between the ducts. Let's strip about 1.5 centimeters of insulation off our wire, taking care not to bend our wires too much. Give them a twist and they're ready to trim. We want just enough wire exposed to cover our little pads. Notice here that we have a bit too much. Trim the excess so it's more like this. And twist again. Secure your wire in preparation for tinning and apply some flux to the ends. Grab your soldering iron and some leaded tin. I like to keep my tip temperature at around 360 degrees Celsius. Hold your iron under the wire for about a half second before introducing tin on top of the wire, not the tip of the iron. The wire should suck up the tin. Using too much tin can stiffen the wire, so it's good to practice on your scrap pieces first. We want these nice and shiny. Secure your all-in-one so it doesn't move around during soldering. Here's the wiring diagram again, with the pads highlighted. Put some flux on the pads. If you're a beginner like me, I highly recommend applying flux and soldering one pad at a time, as it's harder to accidentally bridge the pads. I set the iron to about 360 degrees Celsius, then I add some fresh tin to my iron, touch the tip of the iron to the pad at an angle while introducing the tin to the pad and not the tip, which is hard to do on these little pads. Oh look, I bridged the pads. Nightmare scenario, especially on camera. But we prepared for this. Add a decent amount of flux to your pads. Now what I do is add fresh tin to my iron, and then I immediately wipe the iron on a brass sponge. Then I gently wipe down the middle of both pads, and hopefully they should separate. At the end, you should end up with something like this, hopefully without the hassle of the bridged pads. Before we attach our wires, let's triple check our wiring diagram. Before I show you the proper way of attaching our wire, let's see how not to do it. This ground wire eventually ended up needing to be redone. I still wanted to keep it in the video, maybe someone can benefit. This first wire didn't get enough heat, as well as not being positioned properly on top of the pad. Ground wires always need a bit more time with the heat compared to the 5 volt. So to do it properly, we place our wire directly on the pad. Then you apply fresh tin to your clean tip and press down on top of the wire for about 1 second with the tip at an angle. These pads are super tiny and I barely see what I'm doing, so I find this stuff fascinating up close. We still need to clean off the flux. I find a phone camera is good for magnifying these tiny pads. Grab your isopropyl, make sure you clean the area well. These look okay to me, but we'll double check everything in the next step. Before moving on, let's ensure the VTX antenna we removed earlier is plugged back in. Using a voltmeter, we can check if there are any bridges on our solder points by using continuity mode. Place the probes on the solder points. Our voltmeter should show us some numbers and not beep. You can also check for continuity via the A30 plugs. Your VTX antenna is plugged in, right? Grab a Smokestopper. It's time for the moment of truth. Beautiful. If everything was successful, they should light up right away. These particular LEDs don't have a data cable, but there are ones out there that do. In that case, you can solder it to the LED strip pad, which enables configuration in Betaflow. Now add some E6000 to the base of the LED wire connection, as well as at the base of the brass antenna and VTX antenna while you're here, and let dry. If you haven't already, make sure to peel the backing off of the LED strip. And grab your glue and some taper zip ties. I have like 1,000 zip ties I bought for a couple bucks on Ali, so I'll be fancy and use those. Cover your strip in glue and slowly attach it to the outline of the frame. Secure it with zip ties or tape as you go along. I attach it just under the lip of the duct. Now, we let the glue dry for a couple hours, remove the zip ties or tape, and seal the edges of the LED strip with some E6000. Let this dry overnight and you're ready to fly. Thank you so much for watching. Here's what I used in the video.